Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. It's Friday, Fish's favorite day. Fish, how you feeling today, buddy?
I'm feeling great. It's Friday. Why?
Absolutely.
How do you not?
Well, speaking of which, it is Friday, which means we had Thursday Night Football last night. And if I recall correctly, the Pistons played.
Yep. And the Red Wings. Yep.
And my goodness, I cannot wait to talk about the Red Wings this morning.
Ooh.
I have
your kids?
I don't know. I noticed something last night, and I don't think many people kind of caught on to it. And I didn't see it anywhere on Twitter, and nobody was really, heaping praise for it. I was a bit shocked. Having said that, good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Got a lot to cover. I'm excited.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's just get right into it.
Let's do it.
Pistons take on the Pacers last night. No Dwayne Casey.
Yep.
And somehow the team looks better. Now, I'm not one of those guys that wants Dwayne Casey fired right now. I'm just not. I don't see the talent in this team at the moment. I see where they're going, so I'm willing to offer a little bit more time. Having said that, Trey Lyles can't be your best bench player. What the hell's going on, Jeff?
No, there's some issues, and it's some clear issues. Watching that game last night, and listen, they did play a little better. They scored 113, so clearly on offense they did. But defensively, I mean, this is their 13th loss in a row. They haven't won in a month, and they fall to the same team they defeated before going on this 13-game losing streak. And both teams didn't have their head coach. Dwayne Casey out for personal reasons. I think Rick Carlisle dealing with COVID protocols. So watching last night, I mean, I was excited. We finally got a Saddiq Bey sighting. 28 points, shooting the ball well. That last night is what we expect out of Saddiq. Not every game, but a good stretch of games. I mean, that's who he is. So that was my really takeaway. Watching the game, watching Cade. Obviously, Cade's doing what Cade's doing. But they're missing. My takeaway is they better call up. And I know Troy Weaver's doing this because when he first got to Detroit, he made the most transactions in quite some time. But I know he's going to have to call Indiana because last night, the trio we talked about, I mean, Miles Turner, Domantas Sabonis, and even you can throw Karis LeVert in there, all played well last night against the Pistons. So one of my takeaway last night is this team needs help. And if I'm Troy Weaver, and we'll talk about it later. I'm not even going to talk about who I'm
excited for it.
But this team needs help. And I'll start with this. They need a true center because you saw the difference last night. Watching that game, Miles Turner abused us. And he had 4 blocks. He was going off. And that's really, you could tell, the Pistons are missing that true 7-footer. They have Isaiah Stewart, but he's undersized. So when you're facing teams that, have a true center in Miles Turner, he got 4 or 5 blocks last night. I mean, that's just, you're going to struggle. And the Pistons, I mean, don't really have much of a takeaway, just kind of disappointed in just how they've looked so far. Cade, I am happy to watch this man play games. So, I mean, as a team, though, you can't deny it. They did look a little better offensively without
last season. Everybody was willing to accept the Pistons losing a ton of basketball games because they said, you know what, we need to tank. We're in tank mode, guys. And now you're in the second year. You have Cade, and I don't even think they're trying to tank.
No,
I just think they're really bad.
Me too.
I think they can't hit shots. I don't think they can rebound. I don't think they can play defense all that great. And that's kind of the fundamental of a Dwayne Casey team, defense, especially in the backcourt.
Hell yeah. No defense at all.
No defense in the backcourt at all. I know Killian's has
good.
some nights.
Yeah.
But it's not enough. It's not on a consistent level where you're confident going into every game that your backcourt is going to give the other team's backcourt any problems. So what do you do if you're the Pistons? You trade Jeremy Grant. And again, we'll get to should the Pistons seriously consider pursuing Miles Turner or Domantas Sabonis. We'll get to that later. But you've got to make moves.
Got to.
This current roster is 3-4 years away.
Yeah.
And that's not even with draft picks. That's a heavy reliance on free agency and midseason moves. Cade needs a number 2. Saddiq Bey last night looked like it. But they're so young.
Yeah.
Again, this is a long... you're not going to have a team that's competing in the Eastern Conference Finals. Similar to maybe how Boston did early on with Jason Brown. And, Jesus Christ, I forget his name. Jason Tatum and...
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
Like, that kind of good timing. They got to the conference final once, never happened again, or twice, I believe, back-to-back years. But still, they had a complete team.
Yeah, Kyrie was on that team as well.
But Kyrie kind of gave up on the team. At the end,
He did.
But regardless, I look at the team last night and I ask myself, what am I most frustrated with? What is continuously happening that is grinding my gears? And for a majority of the season, it's the fourth quarter collapses, not being able to score more than 20 points in the fourth. And last night, I looked at them and I said, you know what? They played a decent game.
Yeah.
They made some runs, but the Pacers made more runs than they did. And I kind of looked at the game, and the box score, 9-point game, maybe tells a different story, but I don't know. I felt like Detroit played a good game. And the best they've played, I'd say, in 5, 6, 7, 8 games, easily. Saddiq Bey finally showed up.
Offensively, I would agree.
And it wasn't even like he was dominating from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
It was a complete performance from Saddiq Bey, so that was good to see, considering how badly he'd been struggling. So,
and I want to add this, too. I think this Pistons team, and I watched this last night, I think they're struggling to really find an identity. I mean, this team struggles on offense. And clearly, Cade's their only real playmaker. I mean, you have Killian at times, but on the other side of the ball, they can't stop teams. And I know I saw Funky's comment. The NBA isn't common, obviously, with defense, but teams that can play perimeter defense or just have good defensive players.
It shows up in the finals, and it shows up in the playoffs. It matters.
Yeah, look at the Suns.
Rudy Gobert matters in the playoffs. Dwight Howard mattered during the Lakers run. It matters.
Yeah, you need size. So
it doesn't kill. But moving on from the Pistons, the Detroit Red Wings played last night.
They did.
And I haven't seen anybody attempt, let alone successfully complete that type of pass that went on for an assist that Lucas Raymond accomplished last night since Pavel Datsyuk. And it's not even that he attempted it or that it even worked out. It was the confidence in which he flicked that puck up, leading Dylan Larkin right into his glove, drops it down, goes on the breakaway, nice backhander, finishes it off. Huge goal. And I'm sitting there asking myself, I have not seen anybody, not only, especially in Detroit, attempt anything like that.
No. Since
Pavel Datsyuk. Now, I don't think Lucas Raymond's comp is Pavel Datsyuk. I don't think that kind of player grows on. Even if you have the number one overall pick every year, I don't think you find a player like Pavel Datsyuk. Ovechkin isn't like Datsyuk. Neither is Connor McDavid.
Right.
I mean, Austin Matthews isn't like... For a player to be a two-way forward, so majestically skillful, yet so beautiful in terms of skating, defensive play, ability to assist, score. I mean, Datsyuk was a whole different breed. But still, the point is, I sat there last night, and when I saw that assist, I was thrown away. I couldn't believe it. He plays for the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah. And
I commented, in our office chat group, Lucas Raymond will be the reason why I live past 35. I can't believe this is what you get to watch night in and night out with the Detroit Red Wings. He is phenomenal. I believe another 2 assists last night.
Yeah, he did. 2 points.
Keeps adding to his point totals. Guys, you're witnessing one of, if not the best rookie to come out in years. And he was drafted number 4 overall. Go ask Rangers fans how they feel about Lafreniere. Go ask some of these teams that took the defensemen. Go. Thank you, Steve. God bless you, Steve Yzerman. God bless you, Lucas Raymond. I will live past 35 because of you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Unbelievable. I was so happy to watch it.
No, I mean,
really was.
It was unbelievable. And that's actually, I had notes written down talking about Lucas Raymond and his playmaking ability. So I'm glad you brought it up. And both teams last night were hit with the COVID bug, obviously. The Canes struggled to really fill the starting lineup. I think they have like 15 or 16 skaters playing. So, I mean, and missing the 2 best players, and they scored 3 in the first period, which is weird. I mean, you see the Wings, usually defensively, they're not a very good team defensively, but 3 goals in the first period kind of took me off guard watching the game. The Wings answered with 2. And yeah, the Lucas Raymond, man. I mean, that guy... Watching him is a treat. I mean, for us especially, because in Detroit, there's not a lot of treats we get to watch. I mean, the Lions. And then you get Cade Cunningham, and you get Lucas Raymond, you get Mo Sider. You get these guys. And, I mean, it honestly is a treat. And you got to see Nedeljkovic return back to Carolina. He got the standing ovation. Listen, I'm not going to stress about the loss last night. I mean, I know the Canes obviously had the COVID issues and you still took the loss, but this team, we've known this. I mean, they're bad on the road, and they have one of the best home records in the league, and that's what I can look forward to. I mean, if this team, the more experience they acquire, just being in the NHL, I feel like the away stuff, because they really do struggle on the road. I mean, their road record's horrible, but I think that I'm not even worried about that. I just love watching this team, whether they're at home and they're playing their ass off, or it's on the road. I mean, they play their ass off no matter what. So I'll take it. I'll take it. And as a Red Wings fan, you get a treat to watch Lucas Raymond, and oh my goodness, I have it written down. I mean, his playmaking ability. I mean, just his ability to make his teammates better. I mean, talk about his ability to score goals.
I think he's the best player on the ice at all times. Definitely
For
the Wings.
As a 19-year-old.
Better than Larkin.
Yeah.
And that's not a shot at Larkin. Don't get me wrong when I say this. But there is no comp for Lucas Raymond right now. Just like there was no comp for Connor McDavid coming out.
Definitely.
This kid can really push his own quote-unquote narrative. He's going to be a fantastic player. Oof. Red Wings fans, Detroit, Michigan, anybody that lives in the state and supports the Wings, or even out of state, congratulations. You get to watch that for the next 12, 15 years.
Yeah. And
what an absolute honor. Love it. Love it.
And can you really take away from a loss? Like, the Red Wings lose, and we're still sitting here saying...
I could care less. I'm happy.
Right. Like the Pistons, the Lions, and even the Tigers at times. Like, you're sitting there going, damn.
We'll get to this a little later about, the perception around Detroit sports.
Yeah.
But I feel a certain way about Detroit sports, especially when it comes to three teams that people seem to use common sense with and not the other. I wonder who I'm talking about. We got to go to break. But before we go to break... Who thought this was a good idea? Putting the Michigan State stuff behind me again. Guys, don't act like you didn't see what happened yesterday. I threw a tirade over this.
You know who it is.
I do not want to be associated.
You know who it is.
This is ridiculous.
All right, you know what?
They didn't do it for Jeff. Look at Jeff. Go to Jeff's camera.
Yeah, Jeff's shot is
I don't
playing.
see a Michigan State ball.
Nope, yep, nothing there.
This is a personal attack.
Boy. Oh, boy.
On my character.
Oh, God.
I'm deeply offended.
By the way, tell us how you did in fantasy last night, because you are playing him in fantasy football.
I crushed him last night. Tyreek Hill gave me 33 points. He had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, only gave him 8. Take that, Alex. Worst commissioner in history.
Now, what are you going to do to that Michigan State stuff?
Shove it up his butt.
Okay, it's still in your shot.
Jeff, can you tell everybody where Alex Mayer should be getting his next job?
Yeah, okay, well, whoever committed that crime, Alex Mayer. Okay, well, Alex, you can start a new career. Great opportunity. Everyone's hiring. In Northwestern Tech, start your opportunity here, because you can start a new career in an industry that is always essential. It's the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Your Detroit alternative to the normal sports blah, blah, blah. It's Woodward Sports.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Woodward Show. It's Friday, 8:14 in the morning here in beautiful downtown Birmingham. The weather, not so beautiful, but Birmingham, pretty beautiful. What's up,
Are you guys excited for football in 3 hours and 46 minutes?
What?
Football. 3 hours and 46 minutes. Toledo and Middle Tennessee, the Bahamas Bowl. Are you guys clueless?
Fish, I don't watch the Snicker Foundation Bowl and the Whack-A-Mole Bowl. Sorry, no, I'm not interested.
Bowl.
It's football.
Middle Tennessee State. That's what I pay attention to, Fish.
Yeah, Toledo and the Bahamas Bowl. What are you?
The Bahamas Bowl is like
you guys want
your
more
half
football?
son, who is the half son of another. Like I can't even get into this. Stop.
You guys want more football? Here you go, more football.
I'd rather gouge my eyes.
Okay.
There was actual football last night, Fish.
There was.
The Chiefs and the Chargers played, and here we are. Ah, how the world works. I love it.
This game could have been so much more high scoring too. They missed so many opportunities. But like you said, sluggish. I mean, that was the game.
Yeah,
just slug.
Here's kind of where I want to go with this.
Slugfest.
Everybody thought the Chiefs were done. And here they are, just casually, improving to 10-4 after, I believe, starting the year, 1-3? Unbelievable. Or 2-3, I believe it was.
They're saving my Super Bowl pick. They're saving it.
They're 10-4. Mahomes had a Mahomes night. And it really wasn't what the box score told you.
No.
Because Patrick Mahomes, through 3 quarters, had 0 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Missed. Oh, yeah.
And in the 4th quarter, he reminded everybody, why he was anointed so early as the next GOAT. The guy that's going to go to 10 Super Bowls. That's why. 410 yards, 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception to finish the game. His 3 touchdowns came in the 4th quarter and overtime. Travis Kelce with a big 4th quarter and overtime as well. I think we all saw it. But here's where I'm at this morning. I saw a ton of Brandon Staley hate on Twitter last night. I saw a lot of, well, you got to take the points. You should have taken the points. You would have won the game. Love it from those people. Same people that, sit here and say, Dan Campbell's making the right decisions every week. But whatever, I'm just going to look past that. Look, I'll tell you what cost the Chargers yesterday, Fish and Jeff and everyone at home. What cost the Chargers was not Brandon Staley's aggressive fourth down play calling. And I'll tell you guys why. And if you disagree, it's fine. You can tell me why, but this is what I think. I think you're playing one of the best teams. You're at home. You already beat them earlier on the road. This was a must-win for you. You had to bring it all out. And they left it out on the field. There are Joshua Kelly trying to jump 6 yards, basically, fumble away from winning that football game. Nobody talks about it. Not a word on Twitter. Nobody. Now, analytics, I will defend the people that were against Brandon Staley slightly in this scenario. I do not like when you're up 7 points, you force a turnover, you drive the ball downfield, and then you go for it instead of making it a 2-possession game. Psychologically, that changes the entire game. It changes how Kansas City goes about their game plan, and it changes how you go about your game plan. And I think what killed me the most was they never took the opportunity to go up 2 scores. That's what killed me. Yeah. Not that they went for it every time. No. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler. You blame them? They're going against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. They've been to 2 straight Super Bowls. 2-time defending AFC champions. To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. I didn't mind the aggressive play calling. When they ran for it later in the game, they got it. Nobody said a word, but Joshua Kelly fumbled, so we all forget. We all forget that they were 1 of 4, but then they went for it and they became 2 of 5 on 4th down. This isn't about analytics. This is about momentum. And what the Chargers were trying to do was deliver the knockout punch. And for 3 quarters, the defense gave them every opportunity to do so, but they failed to deliver. And what killed me the most, again, was not taking advantage of going up 2 scores when you were driving the ball downfield and Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense was struggling. That's what killed me. It's not that they should have taken the 9. No, they shouldn't have taken all 9 points. I didn't mind it, but they should have taken 3 at some point.
That's what it is.
They should have read the room and recognized our defense is playing really good right now. If we make this a 2-possession game, we're going to force their hand, and they're going to have to be more aggressive. And that may lead to more turnovers. But they didn't. And I think that's the takeaway. Not, they were too aggressive. Not left 9 points on the board. Shut up. Yeehaw. Shut up. Unbelievable. Brandon Staley last night showed why he's a 1-year coach. He's a first-year head coach. Who was, 8-6, I believe?
Pretty damn good first year.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Not bad. I didn't mind it. Go big, go home. I don't mind it. I don't mind John Harbaugh going for it against Kansas City on 4th down in their own territory to win the game. It's Kansas City. Why would I give Patrick Mahomes back the ball? And that was the mindset all last night from Los Angeles. I didn't mind it. They just didn't, one, they didn't execute, but two, they failed to recognize the room and the temperature of what was going on. Their defense had played outstanding for 3 quarters, and they failed to put themselves in a position where they're up 2 possessions. That is what cost them the football game. That Joshua Kelly fumble at the end cost them that football game. They would have been up 2 touchdowns. Everybody forgets about it. The kid tried jumping from the 3-yard line to the goal line. Really? That was your idea? Come on.
Yeah, I kind of feel for Brandon Staley because you don't want him to lose in being conservative, and obviously going for it on 4th down. I didn't fault him for it. I mean, the Chargers got in the red zone twice and turned the ball over twice. Joshua Kelly, you mentioned it, the fumble, and then not converting the 4th down. So they have had opportunities to win that ball game, and I get what you're saying. I didn't have a problem with him going for it on 4th down, but when you have the Chiefs through 3 quarters, the first quarter they only had 7, they got to 10 in the second, they got to 13 in the third. Like, the Chiefs were struggling essentially for 3 quarters, and to take 3 at any point was a must-need. I mean, especially last play of the game, Adam. I mean, you got a minute left. Justin Herbert has to drive down the field to get you in field goal range, and you missed on like 2 opportunities to get a field goal earlier. That's where it kind of comes into play. So, to your point,
in hindsight, yes.
Yes.
But again, if we read the game, watch the game.
When I was watching that,
right?
Yeah.
Like, it never occurred to me that, you know what, outside of one moment, again, I will agree with one instance, the field goal should have been had. You had just forced a turnover. You drove the ball. You don't leave without points. You make it a 10-point game. Your defense goes back out there and they continue. Guys, they held the Kansas City Chiefs. This is how many points they scored per quarter. 7 in the first, 3 in the second, and 3 in the third. The Chargers failed to recognize that making it a 17-10 game or a 17-13 game and then scoring first in the 4th would have made it a 24-13 ball game and would have changed how patient the Chiefs would have been. That is my problem this morning. And I have another problem, actually. Joe Buck and Fox and the entire broadcast really, really pissed me off last night.
Final broadcast for Fox on Thursday.
Praying for Donald Parham. Yeah. Having said that, looked like he was partially paralyzed. He could not move. He was shaking. And you want to show a replay of that? And you want to say, oh, it's cold outside. Look, I'm not a doctor either, Joe Buck. But to sit there on national TV and say, well, it is a little cold in LA, it's 52 degrees, shut the hell up.
And he said, I'm not going to make assumptions. He did say that, and they made an assumption.
Like, I never understand. That was so tough to see.
Yeah.
Because it was innocent. It was a touchdown catch, but he fell on the back of his head, and I'm not sure if he hurt his neck or if he damaged something in his head.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody knows. Having said that, you do not show a replay of him being carted off the field unless he has a thumbs up and he's okay. You don't show him being carted off the field when he is shaking and it looks like he is struggling to move any part of his body.
They did put the camera in his face,
too.
The
shaking absolutely pissed me off and terrified me for him.
Yeah.
I hope it's not. Look, either way, something happened, and I don't know what it is. It could be in the brain. It could be in his neck. Who knows? Whatever the case is, that was scary. And I don't think anybody at home needed a reminder or a picture in their head where they see a grown man, a young adult actually, being carted off the field, potentially with his life being changed. Nobody wanted to see that. Sorry. You do not make that call as a broadcasting team, replaying somebody shaking, unable to move their own fingers and hands, being carted off the field. That really threw me off last night. It left a really sour taste. The fact that the Chargers even played a really good game, it was surprising, considering the emotional distraught they had to deal with. But look, back to the game. I don't want to spend my time complaining about Fox, but look, guys, be very careful about what you criticize from certain coaches. let's not forget Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley had this team up, I want to say it was 21-13. Should have been 24. I agree in one instance. All the other instances, they had the momentum. They were going for the knockout blow. They failed to do so. They failed to deliver. Herbert did not have his best game. He had a great first half, did super underwhelming second half. Extremely underwhelming. And you only go as far as your quarterback. Having said that, we got to go to break. When we get back, TJ Hockenson officially ruled out for the remainder of the regular season. How does this affect the Lions? What should they do moving forward? So much to talk about. But before we go, I got to tell you about our good friends at MyBookie, guys. MyBookie. Why even take a chance at betting right now? Especially if it's your first time and you aren't using MyBookie. They are matching you dollar for dollar on your first deposit when you use code Woodward. It's pretty simple. You can bet from anywhere, anytime using MyBookie. Again, sign up using code Woodward. They'll match you dollar for dollar. You put in $100, they'll give you $100. You put in $200, they'll give you $200. And on the off chance, which is a likely chance, that either A, you suck at betting, or B, you have a gambling problem, and you typically both are mixed together, you should call the Gambling Problem Hotline at 1-800-270-7117.
It's that time of the year again. Time for our second annual Stuffer Studio with Woodward Sports. Last year, Metro Detroit came together to help make the largest single toy donation in Mott Children's Hospital history. This year, we make it even bigger. Stuffer Studio is happening December 13th through the 17th at the Woodward Sports Studios in Birmingham. The children in Mott Children's Hospital fight so hard all year. Now it's up to all of us to help bring a smile to their faces. So while you're out holiday shopping, make sure you pick up an extra toy or two and help us spread some love to Metro Detroit this season. We look forward to seeing you December 13th through the 17th as we stuff our studio with Woodward Sports and Myre.
Woodward Sports Network, let's go! Ho, 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 ho!
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer.
We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Whether you're listening to us on the Woodward Sports app, YouTube, live, or you're watching us on Twitter or even Twitch, thank you for joining us this morning. TJ Hockenson officially ruled out for the season, Jeff.
Yeah.
What does that do? Well, let's not say what does it mean, first off, for the rest of the season for the team? And B, what does it mean for the future of TJ Hockenson with the Detroit Lions?
I think this is the right decision for the future. What does it mean for the rest of the season? Probably locks up that number one overall pick, because if you look at it, and I brought this point up about DeAndre Hopkins yesterday, when you have a player like that on your offense, the opposing team's defenses all week before the game, they're watching film on TJ Hockenson. He is the best pass catcher for the Lions. And obviously the Arizona Cardinals without Hopkins, similarly, it's like that. But with the Lions, we don't have any depth behind, TJ Hockenson. It's really a Amon-Ra St. Brown, next man up mentality. And, defenses are always aware when 88's on the field. That's just the reality of it. So what does this do for Jared Goff? It's going to make the offense's job a lot harder. And to be honest, it's probably a good thing, because with TJ Hockenson on the field, he's a playmaker. And that offense is going to get a boost from it. Now, the Lions are already lacking that talent prior to this anyway at the receiver position. I mean, losing a player like Hockenson, it makes Khalif's job harder. It makes Amon-Ra St. Brown's job harder. I mean, Jared Goff's job obviously is harder. But with the two receivers, gets them more space. Now, the Cardinals are going to suffocate these guys. So what does it mean? It's going to make their job harder. But for the Lions, I don't think it changes anything. I mean, if anything, it's the right decision, because not only are you shutting down one of your best players on your team for next season, which is fine. I mean, the season's lost. You have one win. You're not expecting anything until next season. So it's the correct decision, no doubt, in my mind. So, I mean, what is the spread? Minus 13.5? So.
Yeah, it's minus 13.5. There is a rumor that Kyler Murray may miss the game.
Are you serious?
He may enter COVID protocol. It's not confirmed yet.
Colt McCoy.
It better not be, because I have Kyler Murray in my fantasy team, so I will be extremely upset. We have somebody joining us. Fish, could you actually get... actually, never mind. I forgot. Never mind. We have a very special somebody walking into the studio right now, dropping off toys. Can't thank him enough.
Let's go.
His name is Abe. He's actually the host of Q and Abe. I actually did a podcast interview with him, I want to say 2 days ago. He released it yesterday. Go check him out. Guys, he is one of my, I gotta say, one of my favorite interviews I've done so far. Fish, we can't put him on camera. I love you, buddy. I was trying to avoid that. Oh, man. Thank you so much for stopping by the studio. Can't thank you enough, man. But going back to TJ Hockenson, I think it does secure the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
I have no issue with it. Do you pay TJ Hockenson tight end money? 12 million a year. Are you confident in giving him, one, picking up the 5th-year option, which I think they do because of his rookie contract.
Of course.
But B, do you re-up him? He's played a total of 1 season worth of games in 3 seasons. This is becoming a problem, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about that one of the youngest tight ends in the NFL, promising lots of talent, plays on a team that can't throw the ball, don't even give him enough targets, and he continuously gets hurt. How does that make sense to anybody?
No, it doesn't. And
what do you do?
It's a tough question. And to be honest, I mean, if you look around, I mean, and this is similar to the case of George Kittle, because if you look at George Kittle's career early on, I mean, he's only started, he missed half of the season his rookie year and missed a couple games in the next couple of years, but ever since then he was healthy. So obviously until this year. So that question does come into play. And with TJ Hockenson, he's obviously the only weapon on the line. So as a Lions fan, yes, you want to re-sign him. But it's a good question to ask, because if you look at the value, what is TJ Hockenson asking for? And if you look at his play on the field, obviously his rookie year, a couple hundred yards. His breakout year was a sophomore year last year at 700 yards. And you're hoping this year he followed it up. It's going to be the main weapon. And he suffers the injury, obviously, playing in only 12 games. So I don't know. And it's not really my job to decide it, but I think you have to. I mean, you have to find a way to keep him. But what's your backup plan if you don't? I mean,
trade him. Hear me out. Now, he could get healthy, and everything could be kumbaya again by the end of the season. Or I should say by the start of next season.
Right, and that's probably why they shut him down.
But you're 3 years in. He's got one more year on the rookie deal. And then you got to pick up his 5th-year option, which is fine. Mm-hmm. And then you got to franchise tag him if you want to keep him. So they have 3 years to make this decision. This doesn't have to be right away. But are you going to pay this guy $14 million a year to play 5-6 games a year, 7 games a year on average? I don't think that's the right decision.
I wouldn't consistently say it's going to be 7 games on average. Yeah, I get the 3 seasons.
Significant time in every single year.
Not every single year. Rookie year missed him. Yes, missed about 7 games. No, last year he didn't miss a single game.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. He played 16.
There's no way.
Yes,
he's missed a total of 16, 32, 49.
No,
he's missed almost 30 games.
No, he started every game last year. But the rookie year he missed 8, and then or 4, and then this year he's going to miss the rest of the season.
Okay, so he's missed the full season.
So 2 out of the 3 he's been. I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying.
So he's played a little over a season and a half for you in 3 years.
Yeah, not like Akuda numbers, but I get what you're saying.
That's bad. Look,
this is a guy.
It's so weird saying trade TJ Hockenson, because I think we all know just the kind of potential he does have.
Yeah.
And look, he comes from Iowa. It's tight end university. Having said that, he's got to get right. He's got to be healthy, and next year he's got to have a good full season. And if he doesn't, somebody's got to talk about it. Somebody needs to think about this. If your tight end is not going to be available, what's the point? What's the greatest thing in the NFL? What's the greatest asset?
Being available.
That's it.
Yeah.
Jeff Okudah, you know why he's a bust? He hasn't played a single game in God knows how long.
Can't evaluate him. You know, he hasn't played. I get what you're saying.
He's played how many games in 2 years? 4, 6, 8? Come on.
It is disappointing. I mean, especially this year. We talked about, think about this. Before the season, is he a top 5, top 6 tight end? And now where we're at now.
But that was the conversation going into the year. But the production was never there.
No.
He never jumped off your screen. He's never had a night like Kelsey had last night, outside of his debut against Arizona. Yes, he's being double covered. But it's, again, you have to think, how am I going to get more out of him? And do I want to pay him tight end money? Because he's going to command it. He is. He is a skilled tight end.
Right.
He does have value to football teams. Can he stay healthy? And if he can't stay healthy, that's a tough decision in Detroit.
And if you're going to trade him, it's what's plan B? What do you do?
He's the number 8 overall pick. He is going to command somewhere between $12 and $14 million in the free market.
Yeah, of course.
Are you going to be willing to pay it?
Depends if you got a rookie quarterback. I mean, I don't know.
Depends if he can play football.
Which I think, I'm not going to sit here and say he can't play football. Look, I think, listen.
Look, as someone that's dealt with injuries, once you get the first one, the second one is lingering. And then the third one. And then your body starts to compensate for this injury.
I get you.
It's a never-ending cycle. Very few players, deal with injuries and always come back the next year back and healthy, the same. Look, it's a thumb injury. Hopefully nothing serious, but it's serious enough to keep him out for the year. It requires surgery. Dude's got to get healthy. Sorry. You need to be on the field. You want to get paid $12, $14 million, you got to be on the field. And when you're in a rebuild, you don't want to be shelling out money to players that aren't going to be available. Look at the position the Lions are in right now with Jeff Okudah. He's played less than 8 games in his first 2 years. You're not going to pay him top-tier corner money. Are you moving him to safety? Nobody knows what's going on right now. Does that mean the Lions will draft a corner in the 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round? Are they going to go safety? Are they going to try to trade back and get Kyle Hamilton? What's the move? No clear answers. You have to make tough decisions like this. And when I see TJ Hawkinson headline out for the season, surgery, I immediately think 2-3 years from now, someone's got to make a tough decision. Now, whether or not you trade him, who knows? Maybe too early to say that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's ever too early to talk about somebody who has a consistent injury history during his first 3 years. Don't see it. He's not producing like Kittle, not producing like Kelsey, not producing even like Waller.
He's
not even Mark Andrews. The production is not there. And whether it's because it's such a run-heavy offense, I could argue that the Ravens are a run-heavy offense. I could argue that Mark Andrews is actually their number 1 target. He does just fine.
I'm gonna wait on TJ. I'm not gonna. Because listen, last year, obviously, the weapons we had last year wasn't anything special. But the guy had 700 yards in that system. This year, no one around him. And I'm not gonna sit here and say Jared Goff's to blame. I'm not gonna sit here and say that. But I think the tension that he brings this year, I'm gonna give him a year.
Surprisingly,
honestly,
there is a consensus in the chat where they do agree they don't want to pay TJ Hawkinson.
Well, elite money.
Top elite tight end money.
If he's asking for,
I think you guys are right. Absolutely. Kenny Golladay, I think, is a good example. But it's 3 years from now. You have 3 years to make this decision.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not saying it needs to be this offseason.
And you'll know by then. You'll know.
You'll know by the end of next year. By Thanksgiving of next year, you will know if TJ Hawkinson will be a part of your future. Because if he's available and he's played all the games, excitement, optimism. If he misses 3-4 games next year, you're scratching your head and you're saying, dude, the season's not even over. There's 5 games left, and you're already hurt.
Yeah, if he's hurt again next season, then...
By Thanksgiving of next year, you will know if you're keeping TJ Hawkinson. We got to go to break. When we get back, how serious should the Pistons be in pursuing Miles Turner or Domantas Sabonis? We'll do that right after the break. But before we go, Jeff, could you tell everybody who's protecting these toys?
Oh, my gosh. Yes, I can. Guardian Alarm, listen, they've been doing a good job keeping these toys safe. You see them behind me doing something special for the kids. But Guardian Alarm, I mean, they get it. Good defense on and off the field helps you feel secure. And Guardian Alarm has state-of-the-art technology that helps you feel safe, all with 24/7 local monitoring. Guardian Alarm also has convenient features that let you check on your home, control lights or temperatures, even lets you unlock and lock doors. Call 800-STAY-OUT today. You heard Fish. That's 800-STAY-OUT today. Stay out. Guardian Alarm has been trusted for over 90 years at keeping families safe.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
What's the over-under? Should I tease? Who is the lock of the night? Make sure you're watching Woodward Bets to get the latest in sports betting and more. Woodward Bets daily on Woodward Sports.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Hi, I'm Cade Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
Woodward Sports. Missed part of the show today? Watch again on YouTube or download the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Jeff, we kind of hinted at this yesterday, and it sparked an interesting debate in the chat. Should the Pistons pursue Myles Turner or Domantas Sabonis? How serious should they be in acquiring this type of talent? And I said it yesterday, get rid of Killian Hayes. Trade Killian Hayes, go get Sabonis. That's my pick. I'm a Sabonis guy. Myles Turner, damn good player. Pick and pop. He can play defense, protect the rim. Love it. Great. I'm a Sabonis guy, though. I would just do the trade, and I wouldn't think twice. I don't care where Killian Hayes' ceiling is. It's nowhere near Domantas Sabonis's. I'll tell you that much. It ain't looking good for him. And if he, in 3, 4, 5 years, turns into an all-star, that's fine. But he's no star player. He's not sharing a backcourt with Cade Cunningham. And with that in mind, I'm trading him. So for me, I'm pulling off the Domantas Sabonis trade. I like Myles Turner. Don't get me wrong. They're both young. They're both good trades. Right. I'm not going to get mad at anybody that says Myles Turner, but I'm a Sabonis guy. He can facilitate. He can score. He can rebound. He can shoot the free throws. He can pick and pop at times. He is a good player. I would say a more complete player. I think Myles Turner is probably the more dominant player. But I like Sabonis. I think Sabonis would do wonders for this team. They really would. It would totally affect the tank that's going on. But what do you think, Jeff?
I mean, listen, obviously it takes two to make a deal, but with Troy Weaver, we've seen this last year with Troy Weaver and his ability to make deals. And this year, I don't doubt he's on the phones. And Indiana, perfect spot. I mean, you got three guys that are going to be on the move. And Domantas Sabonis, I can't agree with you more. And the question is, who do you inquire about? Listen, if it's Myles Turner, it's Myles Turner. But to me, Domantas Sabonis. And the Killian Hayes thing is interesting because I don't think they'll just take Killian. They might want assets with it. But the question is how much, of course. How much is, Myles Turner? How much is Sabonis? And kind of compare their price tags. But if you had to choose one, Domantas Sabonis, you saw it last night. I mean, Myles Turner had more points, but his impact, I mean, in terms of passing, he reminds me a little bit of a Jokic in terms of just playmaking. Not like Jokic, but just similar. I mean, he's 6'11". He can make every pass on the floor. And that guy, I mean, you saw it last night, makes players around him better. I mean, he can hit free throws. It's an easy answer to me.
You guys ask me why I get upset in the morning? This is why.
What?
Killian is so young. Sabonis won't be happy on a team that can't win now. What the hell is Indiana doing? Winning now? They're 13 and what? 14, 15? They're an average team. But that are willing sellers in the market right now. They want to go into a full rebuild. They don't believe they can win with their current roster. They are selling it all. You guys are going to tell me that. They're not. We got to stop it. Sabonis, I believe, is much better than Myles Turner overall. I do agree with what's seen there. But look, he brought up a good point. How do you play 29 and almost 30 minutes, and your stat line at the end of the day, box score, is 2-1-1? How? What the hell are you? I could do more on the basketball court.
It's
and
inexcusable.
I don't mean that in a rude way. Look, I am totally unathletic. I will totally admit it.
But you can get
I can jack up 4 threes in 30 minutes and at least make one of them. And maybe get a rebound because a bad bounce off the rim and it comes right into my lap. What the hell are you doing, Killian?
Listen, he's not living up to what we thought he was. And it's been disappointing. I've said this, we went on it, 2 weeks ago. We talked about Killian. And I didn't crap on him. I said it honestly and what I thought about Killian Hayes. And the fact is, at worst, you got a great perimeter defender and someone who can play make for your team. But he doesn't even look like a starting point guard, and that scares me. I mean, that's an 8th, 7th man on your bench. And for Killian Hayes and his progression, I mean, he took him 7th overall. If a Domantas Sabonis or Miles Turner, even a Karis LeVert for that matter, is on the market, I'm throwing up Killian Hayes. I mean, I'm gotten to the point where I've given him, it's about to be a season. I mean, and I know you can say what you want, but if you know, you know. And you watch these guys play, you know. And if his hip injury is affecting him that bad, where he's almost putting up donuts, maybe he's too injured to even be on this team. I mean, get away. Get him somewhere. There's a buyer out there somewhere. It's just a matter of Troy Weaver calling.
He plays, I don't know if timid is the right word.
Timid's the right word.
Maybe.
When I watch him, he looks timid.
I'm not even sure what really the word is for Killian Hayes. All I know is it's not good.
He hesitates. I mean, he's hesitant.
Like, what he showed at the end of last year was really promising.
Yeah.
And he's just shown none of it this year. Sorry. Give me Sabonis. I mean, this should be a no-brainer. And if you're Indiana, you're a willing seller. So what are you asking for
Young
Sabonis?
Assets.
Are you going to ask for Hayes, a bench player, maybe a second-rounder? I'm not sure what that trade looks like.
Right.
All I know is I'm a big fan of Sabonis, and I'd rather have him here than Killian Hayes, knowing that in the future, honestly, a Cade Sadiq Bey backcourt makes more sense than Cade and Killian.
And people forget, Domantas Sabonis is Troy Weaver's guy in Oklahoma City
OKC.
when he was in the scouting department. I mean, he scouted Domantas Sabonis, so he's a big fan of his already. I mean, he knows what kind of player he is. And people think Domantas Sabonis is 30 years old. The guy's 25, and he's been to 2 All-Star games. So, I mean, he's got a track record, and that's someone that if you bring to your team, he makes your front court immediately better. So, listen,
I envision this team with a player like Domantas Sabonis, even Miles Turner, for the sake of argument, significantly better than what they are right now with Killian Hayes. And no, you don't want to be 4-23. You don't.
With the number 1 overall pick. I mean,
but then again, what's Indiana's interest in Killian Hayes, right?
They might not even have any.
But again, Indiana's interest is going into a rebuild. They don't want to pay Sabonis. They don't want to pay Turner. They don't want to pay LeVert. That's their interest. They're willing to dish off all this money for young prospects and draft capital. Now, it's on Troy Weaver to figure out those first-round picks for Detroit are pretty damn valuable the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So are you giving up those picks, or are you going to give up a first-round pick maybe 3-4 years from now, along with a second-round pick in Killian? I'm not sure how the trade works out. I really don't.
It's really what the Pacers value.
I know what the Pacers want. They want to get rid of all the cap that they're spending right now.
But what do they need? And Killian Hayes,
they need young prospects.
They might look at Killian and be like, y'all can keep him.
They could, but who are they gonna ask for?
True.
Currently, outside honestly, in the whole market in the NBA, what are they gonna get where you can say, you know what, let's try and develop this kid, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine. We're gonna suck. We're gonna have a top 5 pick every year. That's what they're going into. They're going into a full rebuild, whether they want to admit it or not. So I'm not sure why they wouldn't take a chance on Killian. Why they wouldn't take a chance on, I don't know. They maybe would ask for a Frank Jackson.
Yeah.
Maybe they would ask for...
we can agree. There's going to be assets, like draft capital. There's going to be something in there with
You're
going
to have to give up something good to get us a bonus. But I think it's worth it.
Me too.
And if they want Jeremy Grant, I will drive him to the airport.
Yep.
Take him. I'm not sure why that would make sense for him.
Pay for the Uber.
Or for the Indiana Pacers. But no, I'm not paying for the Uber. I'm taking my own car.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to wipe down the seat for him.
Okay.
I'm going to give him a mask just to be polite.
Turn the heat on for him and everything.
I'm going to turn on the butt warmer. Just for him. I'm going to drive him out of town. Jeremy Grant and Killian Hayes can get the hell out.
Sounds good to me.
I'd rather build my backcourt around Bey and Cunningham than Killian. Sorry.
Yeah. The ball needs to be in Cade's hands, so... I'm good with Killian.
I just don't understand how you consistently play 28, 32, 40 minutes.
And put up near a donut.
And you contribute nothing.
Yeah, it's...
And then Pistons Twitter, whenever Killian makes an assist, they're so fast to tweet about it. They're so good with it. It's so funny, actually. It's like, you know, on nights where I can't catch the games, I'll get a Twitter notification from the Detroit Pistons. Killian Hayes with that, like, fist mark combination.
Yeah, you think
assist,
he's playing...
open car. I'm like, holy shit,
he has
going
25.
off.
Yeah, you think he has
I go
25.
to the box score, 2-1-1.
Yeah, no.
Come on, guys.
I get the guy's a good defender, but I'm not going to start a point guard who can just defend. I mean, this isn't 2005. I mean, you got to have to be able to score the ball. So, you know, Killian, I love you, man, but Sabonis is attractive. I'll take that man on my team. That's an attractive asset. I'll take it.
Well, look, Fish, I want to ask you one question, buddy, as Mr. Optimism in the room.
Sometimes.
Are you going to trade away Killian Hayes, or are you a fan of trusting the process and giving him time to develop?
I mean, it depends how long. Like, we've seen the 76ers trust the process, and that hasn't really worked out for them very well. So, there's a difference between giving him, a few years and a few months. Maybe give him one more year, maybe. And then if he still isn't doing very well, then you trade him. So
I think that's fair.
So maybe, is 1 year fair? Would you take 1 year?
I'm hesitant to give him a year because the idea that I can get Sabonis. Now, if Sabonis is off the market, I'm giving Killian until next year. That's fine.
Yeah, but what you don't want is him going to another team and getting 25 points, 6 rebounds.
I don't mind him going to another team and becoming an all-star.
It's Pistons-esque.
If it means getting Domantas Sabonis.
Because you're still getting an all-star. So,
thank you.
To your point, I mean, it's...
But if we cut Killian Hayes after next year and he's just not working out, and then he somehow magically turns into an all-star point guard, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
Because Lions fans know that all too well. But no, if you're asking me to risk Killian Hayes becoming a good point guard in the NBA, but it means I get Domantas Sabonis, I am absolutely all for it. Because I have Cade Cunningham and Saddiq Bey, my backcourt will be just fine. Killian Hayes is not a must-have on this basketball team right now. And you have to remember, not everybody's an all-star. Not everybody's a star player. You need guys 7, 8, 9 on your bench. Is Killian that, or is he like a lesser version of Tony Parker? Who knows? But if it means I get Sabonis, I could care less what the future of Killian Hayes looks like. Give me Sabonis. Because I can build a playoff team within 2 years and a championship team, I believe, with the right free agent moves 3 to 4 years from now, given my young talent develops, meaning Cade Cunningham becomes a star, Saddiq Bey becomes a lesser version of Klay Thompson, essentially.
Yeah.
If you can get that, solid. You're going to have a good basketball team. That's the risk you take. But we got to go to break. When we get back, oh, man. Lions are expected to miss 10 defensive backs this week. I heard they called Fish. They asked him to play defensive back.
I'm about to send some flowers for Aaron Glenn, Mr. AG.
I'm about to send him some Gypsy vodka.
Oh, that's better.
Because he's going to need
That's even better.
Gypsy vodka, guys. Check it out. Try it. It's one of the smoothest tasting vodkas on the market. It's gluten-free and core distilled 6 times using artisan spring water. Support our local brothers here in Michigan, Mike and Adam. Michigan State alumni, may I add that for a fact. Try a bottle today. Ask for it by the name of Gypsy. And as always, please drink responsibly.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Follow us everywhere. Just search Woodward Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, IG, and more.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. We're almost at the top of the hour. Jeff.
Oh, God.
Lions are expected to miss 10 defensive backs.
I mean, what do you...
They had a bunch out last week, so...
What do you even say? I mean...
Well, I'm going to ask you this question. First, what do you expect this weekend? Not in terms of the result, but the play defensively in the secondary. And B, what the hell is going on?
Listen, I wish I could answer what the hell is going on. This COVID thing among sports in general is affecting everybody. And obviously the Lions, T.J. Hockenson, not COVID-related, obviously, the injury. But with losing 10 DBs, and we already know... Listen, Jerry Jacobs... ACL injury, so that's not COVID-related. But aside from just COVID things, I mean, 10 DBs, think about that. And Aaron Glenn has already had to kind of patch this thing together to begin with through the start of the season. And I think he's done a pretty damn good job. And Amani's looked even better. Jeff Okudah didn't get to see that project. But what do I expect? And it's going to be interesting because you brought up the whole Kyler Murray with the COVID protocol thing. If Colt McCoy's in there, maybe I expect something a little different. But I expect the secondary to get torched. And to be honest, I almost feel for Aaron Glenn a little bit, and just this team in general, because it's hard. Last week, they're fighting in Denver. You don't have a majority of your starters. You got like 15 practice squad players on your team. And now this week, following that week, you're facing one of the best teams in the NFL, and you're losing 10 DBs. So it just kind of explains, you know what? The Lions are on a long road trip right now, and that road trip ends at the number 1 pick, at draft night. And right now, I'm just going on the journey. And next week, the spread might be minus 13.5. And I wonder how the secondary, missing 10 DBs, missing TJ Hockenson, if that affects it at all. I really do. I don't know if it was 13 before.
Against Arizona, right?
Yeah, because you're missing 10 defensive backs and TJ.
I haven't
Does
seen
that
it
not
change.
move it?
I haven't seen it change yet. Again, I saw something. It could be totally false. Kyler entered COVID protocol. If that's the case, Arizona probably still wins the football game. But they kind of changed the way they have to play. They have to run the ball more, rely on James Conner more. Yeah. I think against the Detroit secondary that's going to be extremely, extremely limited and hindered. Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore, A.J. Green, they're all going to have field days. I don't see how there is a scenario that the Detroit Lions can show up from a secondary standpoint and play good football. I don't see it. Do they lose by 14, 20, 30? I don't know. If I knew, I would be a 100% gambler. I would win every bet if I knew. Having said that, the Lions have a knack at covering the spread. They just do. They're 8-4, I believe, on the year, or 8-5.
This one I'm a little iffy about. What do you think? You think they'll actually cover the spread this week? No, you don't think?
I don't see it.
I don't either.
If Kyler plays, hell no.
Okay, yeah, true.
Let's put it that way.
Maybe
if Kyler Murray plays, hell no. If he doesn't play, I'm kind of intrigued by that line. I really am.
Yeah, me too.
It's interesting, but I don't know, guys. I don't know what flu bug is passing around, because it's not just with the Lions. This isn't a Lions issue. This is a league-wide issue now. The NBA is having trouble with it. The NHL is having trouble with it. We're having trouble with it at Woodward Sports. Our graphics designer is literally out right now with COVID. That's been a fun week for us. Multiple people
had to
around
cut
the office
the audio.
getting sick.
I hope you're excited.
I think 100 players, there's a stat, since Monday, 100 players have entered COVID protocol in the NFL. So it affects a lot of teams, man. Lions, 10 DBs. So,
look, Baker Mayfield's out with COVID. And I think the cherry on top to this is that Case Keenum is also out now with COVID. I love Cleveland. I don't want to swear.
Imagine going.
They know how I feel about him.
No,
weren't you going to drive there?
I am so happy about this.
What happened to you driving to Cleveland?
I was going to drive to Cleveland and push the narrative that they need to get rid of Baker Mayfield, but I don't need to do it anymore.
Well, you still do. He's only out for...
Because he's now missing another game, and they're going to win without him.
Yeah, but he's only out for like 2 weeks.
He's getting the start.
He's only out for like 2 weeks, and then he'll be back.
It doesn't matter. They're not paying him quarterback money. Listen, this is like very similar to the Dak Prescott contract situation. You don't love him, but it's way worse. It's like with Dak, you could at least say, well, he has leadership intangibles. Dak plays good. He can throw the ball down. He can make plays. He's not super athletic, but he's a tier 2 quarterback.
He can win games when things go right. You've seen it multiple times.
Well, yeah, a lot of quarterbacks can, but I think with Baker's everything needs to be perfect around him for him to win football games. And that's not a franchise quarterback to me.
No, hell no.
So, Cleveland, get rid of him. He's annoying. His wife is a complainer.
Too many commercials.
That beard looks really weird on him. It doesn't fit him. I don't know why the hell he grows it out. What's up, Fish?
Speaking of the commercials, I'm sure you caught on by now, but that's not actually Brown Stadium, by the way.
I know.
Okay.
It's a commercial.
Okay,
they would have to pay a ton of money to shoot that at Cleveland Stadium.
All right, well, I didn't know if you guys are smart or not. So clearly you guys are smart and you guys are on the right track.
Fish, you didn't get us there. We were one step ahead of you.
All right, good. That's good.
Look,
we're progressing in life.
I'm waiting. Look, there are 2 things I am really waiting for to happen in the NFL season right now that no one's talking about. And nobody wants to acknowledge that this is the most important thing outside of the Super Bowl. 2 things. I'm waiting for Patrick Mahomes to pull an Aaron Rodgers on his family, number 1. Disown them.
Yes.
The wife, leave her.
Oh my.
Brother, F him. Never want to see him again. Mom and dad, love them. I'll talk to them.
I'll see you later.
Siblings, crazy as hell. I'm done.
See ya.
I'm done. Yeah. Exactly. I'm done. Pulling Aaron Rodgers.
His family.
And then the second thing I'm waiting for is everybody in Cleveland to wake the hell up.
Yeah.
Maybe start, improving your dictionary. Start learning how to spell. I know you have a chant because you struggle to, spell out the name of your own state. I understand it's difficult to spell Ohio. It's very difficult. I'm totally with you. But, let's improve the literacy level.
Yep.
And let's get Baker Mayfield out of town because this ain't going to work.
Yeah.
Don't ruin the offensive line you have, the run game you have, the secondary, the defensive front that you have. Yeah. Don't ruin the talent.
Everything's all good.
Kevin Stefanski's a good coach.
Just drop a quarterback in there.
There's no such thing as a great coach without a great quarterback.
100%.
Get the quarterback right, Cleveland. Baker's not it. Fish could win the same amount of games as Baker Mayfield. I promise you. I'm not joking.
Running that read option.
It's just running.
No, I'm joking.
Listen, I'm telling you guys, the two stories that nobody wants to acknowledge are the most important of the season outside of the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes disowning his family and Baker Mayfield getting ran out of Cleveland. That needs to happen. It needs to happen for the sake of the sport.
Yeah.
The NFL will be a much better place without Jackson Mahomes and Baker Mayfield. But back to the Lions. Sorry we got off topic there. Whew. Sorry, I'm very passionate about Baker Mayfield, as you can tell.
He holds a very special place in your heart.
Oh, my goodness. I absolutely despise him. I don't think he's good at all. At all.
He's so bad, man.
At all. Look, we were talking about T.J. Hockenson missing out earlier. Now a total of 10 DBs have now either contracted the flu, COVID, etc., whatever the case may be. As a Lions fan, what's your perspective going into Sunday? Oh, well, you know what? We're going for the number one pick now. That's it. We got our win. That's it. All right. That's fair. You're probably going to lose Sunday.
Yeah.
You're probably going to lose the rest of the Sundays that you play for the rest of the year. 1-16-1, or excuse me, 1-15-1. Likely the record at the end of the year. What's the takeaway now? Hawkinson hurt. Swift hurt again. No franchise quarterback. You can't get anywhere in the NFL without a franchise quarterback. Ask Minnesota. Ask Cleveland. Ask Tennessee. Ask all the teams that have a decent roster or above average roster that feel they could make a Super Bowl run, but they're limited because of their quarterback play. Go ask them. You need a franchise quarterback, Detroit. Now, is there one in this draft for you? I don't think so.
I'd probably lean towards
not at 24. I don't think one will be on the board.
Definitely not.
Better not be Malik Willis. I will burn Ford Field down. I saw that latest mock draft. Lions taking Malik Willis.
Who
played one game against Mississippi State?
Who's mock draft
only
was
decent team. There's somebody on CBS.
Oh, some random guy. Yeah.
Plays the one actual game everybody wanted to see him up against other talent.
Against a quarterback who's also in the draft. That was a big deal.
Through 4 interceptions. Yeah, I'll pass. He's not Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson will get quarterbacks like that jobs in the NFL. He's not Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was special in college. Heisman.
Yeah.
Front runner. Dominated. Special play.
That's not the conversation.
It's not even
with Malik Willis.
The only thing you can say that's comparable to Malik Willis and Lamar Jackson is that they're mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's all you can say. That's it. He's not half the player Lamar Jackson is. So having said that, you need a franchise quarterback, Detroit, and you won't win without one. Ask Cleveland. Ask Minnesota. Ask Tennessee. Ask Washington, who like some portions of their roster. Ask all these teams that really like their roster. Carolina. Carolina's got a damn good team. Decent coach.
Quarterback
can't figure out the quarterback.
Most important position.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Quarterback-driven league, guys. Denver.
Quarterback coach league.
Denver are trying, to be fair. They are 7-6. But what do you think Denver would look like if they had somebody like Aaron Rodgers?
Or Carolina.
Matthew Stafford.
Carolina as well.
One of these top-tier quarterbacks.
Yeah.
A Kyler Murray, Josh Allen. What do you think they would look like? Oh, they'd be perennial Super Bowl contenders.
That's a big deal.
There's a big difference between being mediocre, middle of the pack, with a good roster, and being mediocre with a decent roster, but with a franchise quarterback. It elevates everything. Makes you look better in coaching. Everything is better. So you need a franchise quarterback. Who's going to be there at 20, 24, 26, 28?
I don't think it's this year.
Who? Kenny Pickett's going top 5.
Yeah.
I'm telling you
Matt
right
Corral
now.
will be gone, probably.
Matt Corral will be gone.
So
whether you
that,
like it or not, ESPN is running the hype train on Kenny Pickett. He will be gone early. He will be gone early.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Corral, gone.
So after
4
that,
or 5 quarterbacks likely to be taken in the first round. Why? Because NFL teams, it's not that they overvalue quarterbacks. They understand the value of quarterbacks, and you need one. And when you don't have one, you are desperate and willing to do anything it takes to get a quarterback. That's the reality of the NFL. So if you're the Lions, you're stuck with $30 million on the books with Jared Goff. You kind of don't have to draft a quarterback this year. And I won't kill them if they don't. But then they force their hand. They have to take one the next year. And they have to go into that year with a rookie quarterback. That's where things get interesting. Do you want to draft somebody now, groom them, and sit them a year? Or do you want to take a chance on C.J. Stroud?
The Bryce Youngs of the world.
Bryce Young.
Those guys will be coming out.
Careful, Detroit.
Yeah.
Don't force your hand this year on a quarterback. Jared Goff is an average quarterback. He will get you through next season. He'll win you 5, 6, 7 games, maybe, if you can improve this roster enough. He's a middle of the tier, 18 to 24 ranked quarterback in the NFL at times. That's it. So he'll get you by next year. It's not a necessity. Get the franchise guy next season, next draft. That's when you get him.
That's why Jared Goff, he's stable. I mean, you have a quarterback.
And he sucks too. It's great. You win both. You win both ways. You start him next year. You're going to lose a ton of games. Great. Go get the franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
But please do it with caution, Detroit, because you had one for 12 years, and you didn't get the right coach. You didn't get the right GM. You never had the stable front office. You never had it all meshing. Try to do it this time. Don't forget, just because you get the franchise quarterback doesn't mean it always works out either. It doesn't always work out. Detroit's a perfect example of it. They had the franchise guy for 12 years. Nada. Nothing. Mark Sanchez got to 2 AFC title games. Mr. Jets fan here. And Mets fan, may I add.
Mark's the man.
Unbelievable. We got to go to break. When we get back, Jeff, social media is absolutely clamoring and obsessing over Jim Caldwell right now.
He is.
We got to hit it right after this break. But before we go, I got to tell you about the Folding Warehouse Company. Folding Warehouse, guys, is home of the original bowling pin game with a football called, of course, bowling. Makes sense, right? Visit foldingwarehouse.com. Check them out. Host your corporate party, team building event, or just go with family and friends and have a good time. There are 2 ways to play. There are $10 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation for 2 hours where you can host up to 10 people. Guys, they have over 100 beers, a $2 Mystic beer machine. Woodward Sports was there a few weeks ago when we hosted our company Holiday All-In Party. It was a great time. Romani and Edwards won the Folding quote-unquote championship. They're lucky. I was out sick. There was no real competition there. Me and Maz would have wiped the floor with everybody. But having said that, visit foldingwarehouse.com. Again, that's foldingwarehouse.com.
It's that time of the year again. Time for our second annual Stuff a Studio with Woodward Sports. Last year, Metro Detroit came together to help make the largest single toy donation in Mott Children's Hospital history. This year, we make it even bigger. Stuff a Studio is happening December 13th through the 17th at the Woodward Sports Studios in Birmingham. The children in Mott Children's Hospital fight so hard all year. Now it's up to all of us to help bring a smile to their faces. So while you're out holiday shopping, make sure you pick up an extra toy or two and help us spread some love to Metro Detroit this season. We look forward to seeing you December 13th through the 17th as we stuff our studio with Woodward Sports and Myre.
Woodward Sports Network, let's go! Ho, 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 ho!
Hi, I'm Cade Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. Listen, we got a lot to talk about, and I'm going to start by saying this. The whole Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes conversation, it's an interesting conversation, and it's obviously going to be a conversation for years to come, considering they're in the same division, and they're going to be battling. And I thought, listen, Adam's a big Justin Herbert guy, and I think that the question, and you've seen the news articles and just what everyone's been talking about, is how close is Herbert already? And listen, the whole Mahomes thing last year is he's going to be playing 10 Super Bowls, whatever it was. And now seeing where he is now and this year, and that really Herbert, first 2 years, 30 touchdowns at least in each year. I mean, the guy's special. And he leads, if you look at all the analytics, he's in first or second in pretty much every category. So the guy is unquestionably, he's special. And it's not even like you look at Justin and you specifically, if he didn't have athleticism, let's say he couldn't run, then he was a pocket-only quarterback, he would still excel. I mean, the guy doesn't even have to use his legs, and just that's another benefit of him. So, actually, I want to go around, and we can chime in, Abe. And the whole Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert thing, I want to hear, number one, where you're at on it, and how close is Herbert? Because I know people are saying he's right there, he's maybe a little bit off. I mean, where are you at on it?
Well, let me start with this. The Herbert versus Tua debate that was going into the draft last year, yep. I was so incredibly off of Justin Herbert, and I was 100% wrong about it. Like, I hated Herbert. The one read, if the read's not there, take off running, right. Athletic, but not athletic enough to really be a runner in the NFL, and I was completely wrong about Herbert. I mean, he's pretty much a one read, give it to Keenan Allen, throw a jump ball to Mike Williams or check down to Austin Eckler, and it's doing well for him.
And it works.
It works, absolutely. The difference, though, between Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert is Mahomes' ability to get out of the pocket and then really make an exceptional play. Now, he has very different weapons. I mean, Tyreek Hill isn't with the Chargers. You don't have guys like that can get open like that.
Right.
But long-term, I mean, even really short-term also, Mahomes has won. He's shown that he can do it.
That's the difference.
Like he's played 2 full regular seasons. Mm-hmm. The first year he sat behind Alex Smith. He played 2 full regular seasons, won 1 MVP and a Super Bowl, and got to a second Super Bowl. Which, granted, they lost that game, but their team was in complete disarray going into that game. He had no time.
He was running for his life.
And Tampa playing at home. There's so many factors that went into the game. But he's been to 2 Super Bowls in 2 years. Herbert hasn't been to the playoffs, and he might not get there this year.
Mm-hmm.
So the debate of Mahomes versus Herbert, to me, it's not even close to having that debate yet.
Right.
I mean, Mahomes is number 1 in the league.
There you go. And I want to bring up this question, too, Lions fans. I see him talking about it in the chat. Taking Okudah over Herbert. And that's the biggest debate, I think. I mean, I've had this conversation with a ton of Lions fans, and my understanding of it is this. If you know Matthew Stafford is on his way out, and I know he didn't request a trade, but you kind of felt that coming at some point, you need to address that position. And I get Okudah was the win-now pick, and Patricia felt the flame under his ass, and he knew, listen, we got to take talent, and we got to produce something. And Herbert's not going to help us this year. He knew that. But if anything, I mean, you see it with Matt Nagy in Chicago. I feel like drafting a quarterback, it almost buys you more time, if anything. So I feel like that, from my perspective, if I'm Matt Patricia, and I knew how bad of a coach I was, and I knew, listen, my franchise quarterback's probably on his way out in the next year. I mean, we're not winning games. He doesn't look happy. If I take Herbert, isn't that a better case for me to stay rather than taking the corner and he's bust, and now you're done?
It's always been like that. And the first time I really thought about that was with Jeff Fisher and, coincidentally enough, Jared Goff, where they traded up, got the first overall pick. All right, now Jared Goff is going to be my guy, and I bought myself a couple of years because I can quote unquote develop now. Mm-hmm. And he was out after 8 games also. So the history of it isn't really in Patricia's favor. But I'll say this, because you had Stafford and the unknown of what he wants to do, I'm okay with not taking that pick, that Herbert or Tua, I guess, for that matter either, that early. Now, with cornerbacks, you don't see them develop year 1. They normally have a not-so-great first year, kind of see that jump in the second year, which we're not going to see with Okudah this year, and then really see where they are midway through year 2 going into year 3.
There you go.
And Okudah, you're never going to see his full potential because he's not coming off a shoulder injury. He's not coming off, abdominal. He's coming off an Achilles injury.
Yeah.
And as a cornerback, and I'm not a cornerback, I'm not even a football player, but as a cornerback, I mean, you have to think that your Achilles is one of the most important joints in your entire body, and to abrupt that at a young age and not know how you're going to come back and heal properly from it, I mean, maybe safety is the long-term goal. Now, plenty of guys recover. Plenty of guys Adrian Peterson tore his ACL and then came back the next year and ran for like 75,000 yards or something. So it is possible. We're talking about freak human beings. Like if you or I popped an Achilles, like I'm probably not walking for 2.5 years.
Yeah, I'm done.
We're talking about aliens here. We're talking about like human beings that shouldn't be human beings. So he can absolutely come back, and we know that he has the skill and potential. We've seen it before. So to say like, oh, he's done, he's a bust, we got to move him out of here, we got to move him to safety, I think it's a little early for that.
True.
But it's definitely pointing in a direction where we don't know if he's going to be able to be an elite corner. If you want to make that pick at 3 overall and be like, this is a win now kind of pick, you go with a pass rusher, you go with some sort of offensive lineman, something that can slide in right away and be productive. Not we're drafting you to be our number 1 corner. It's not like there was another guy here that he can learn from, or I'll take the number 2 guy. No, you're going in. You're basically expected to be Revis Island.
Yeah, you're replacing
today.
Slay essentially. I mean, that's really what his expectation was.
Right, and to play at that level from day one, and it's an unrealistic expectation.
Yeah, that's especially. I mean, Adam had this conversation. The whole cornerback top 3 overall. I mean, Denzel Ward was taken 5th. I mean, Jalen Ramsey wasn't 3rd. I mean, so if you look at it like that perspective, what the hell are you doing? I guess that would be my question. You look back, but hindsight's 20/20. I wouldn't even be mad. I mean, the Tua thing. Everyone likes to talk about Tua and Herbert, and even Dolphins fans are still kicking themselves to this day. But I'd like to say this. I wouldn't be mad even if we had Tua. I mean, honestly, anything but Okudah at this point, because I don't even know if moving his position to safety would save his career, considering he's coming off the Achilles injury, like you just alluded to, and he hasn't been able to play corner. So you're going to move him to safety out of nowhere. He's going to excel. I just don't see it happening, and hopefully, I'm wrong. But
Adam and I actually talked about this a little earlier, how the trade for Stafford, you getting these 2 late first-round picks of very much unknowns, right?
Yeah.
And the Rams, they're expecting to be good, so those picks are going to be late first-round picks. Let me ask you this. Would you rather pick 28 the next 2 years or pick 8 once? And that pick 8 could have been your potential franchise quarterback in Justin Fields.
That's where it gets you. It's going to haunt you. And Adam, now we have Adam back. We were talking about the whole Herbert and at the time when Patricia took Okudah 3rd overall, and the cornerbacks that were taken previously, the Wards of the world, and how ridiculous it was. But I brought this point up, and I don't understand this. If I'm Matt Patricia, and I know I'm a trash coach, and I know I'm probably on my way out, all right, why would I take a corner? And I get the win now mode, but we saw it with Matt Nagy this year. They took Justin Fields because it buyed them time, essentially, right? I mean, to a certain extent, hey, we have a young quarterback.
Look, man, Martha, Sheila, Rod Wood, they all came out and they said, we expect winning football this year before the draft. The beautiful timing, the amount of intellect that flows throughout that building is unbelievable on a consistent basis. So they put their GM and head coach on the hot seat. They put him publicly. Not the public speculating, not some beat reporter writing an article speculating like, hey, like this isn't working out. Are the Lions going to? No. They just come out themselves and say, you 2 are on the hot seat. You have the number 3 overall pick. We're basically entering a rebuild with our franchise quarterback, who, if we were smart, we would understand that we will likely have to move on from him because he won't want to be in a rebuild. If they would just talk to him, maybe they would have known. Who knows? Communication helps. And what do? They draft a corner number 3. My goodness.
That's the difference.
The happiness that goes through my... Let me not swear this morning.
Yeah.
I'm already... I have enough blood pressure issues. Look, with the Okudah pick, whether they move him to safety, corner, doesn't matter. It was a bust. Doesn't matter. Number 3 overall pick, it's got to be in the Hall of Fame. Got to be a Hall of Fame type player. Especially when you take a corner. That means he's Charles Woodson. That means he's Champ Bailey. Deion Sanders, dare I say.
Not Revis.
Jeff Okudah. Man, I'll say the name again. Jeff Okudah. That's who you took number 3 overall. Oh, wow. How smart does that front office and ownership group need to be? Where they self-sabotage themselves going into a draft that was, at the time, quarterback heavy. Everybody acknowledges it. There was Burrow, Tua, Herbert. And what do? Hey, you know what?
We'll take a corner.
Quarterback's in his 12th season. Paying him a decent amount of money. We haven't talked to him because, God forbid, we have open communication here in this building. We haven't asked him, like, hey, do you want to be a part of another rebuild? Because, look, we have the number 3 overall pick right now.
Communication.
We don't believe anybody we take at this position right now is going to significantly improve this team, Stafford. Do you want to be a part of a rebuild, or are you okay if we start shopping you? That should have happened before that season. If they were somewhat competent. And that doesn't take hindsight. That just takes effing common sense. And what do? They do none of that. They put their GM and their head coach on the hot seat. I've never seen an organization publicly do that. It's unbelievable. They sign Chase Daniels before the draft. They show their hand. They're not drafting Tua, so they can't even trade back to Miami.
I know, it's ridiculous.
They can't. No common sense at all. And what happens? They draft Okudah, and the rest is history. That is why, for 58 years, you suck. That's why. Not because you're cursed. Not because Roger Goodell is in his office, in the NFL office, I don't know, playing with voodoo dolls, cursing the Lions. No. No, Detroit. And that's what drives me nuts. And as someone with a New York perspective, I would love to hear your opinion on this. There are 3 sports teams in this town that I can say have some of the most intellectual, diehard fans that actually get it. The Red Wings, Tigers, and Pistons. And these are the same people that support the Lions. Keep in mind.
Yeah.
There are three teams outside of the football team where everybody intellectually conversates with each other, talks about potential trades, the future of the team, how to get them back to their winning ways.
Right.
And then there's this mafia of you cannot criticize, we're going to coddle the football team. That's our team. You can't criticize them, even though they've given you nothing for 58 years. Yet, the same people who have witnessed Stanley Cups, witnessed multiple World Series appearances, witnessed NBA championships, witnessed 5, 6, 7 straight Eastern Conference finals. Those same people who demand winning and expect it and know what it looks like refuse to apply that same logic to their football team. How does that make sense?
Can I ask you a question?
I'm listening.
Where would the team be now, and even retrospectively to 2020, if the Lions took what most people believed as the best wide receiver at number 3 overall? Now they still get a lot of garbage. Oh, we took wide receivers all through the mid 2000s and that didn't work out. So you'd still have that lasting effects, even though it's obviously new team, new regime. You know, they should draft accordingly. Imagine this team took CeeDee Lamb, who's not even the best receiver out of that class, but he's just perceived to be, as Justin Jefferson is.
Would have been an upgrade.
Would have been a huge upgrade, right? Yeah. And now you're talking about guys where now you go into this year, well, probably a little bit of a better team.
Yep.
A wide receiver. Look, there's some teams, there's some quarterbacks where the quarterback makes the receiver. Peyton Manning makes all of his receivers, I believe. You have some quarterbacks that need receivers to make them. I know how much you would adore Baker Mayfield. How I've seen the tattoo of Baker Mayfield's face on your arm, and the number 6
stamp.
The number 6 tattooed on your back. I completely understand it.
The Browns jersey in your closet.
Yeah,
got it all.
Yep, underneath that Under Armour sweatshirt. But he's a guy that he's not absolute garbage. He's a middle of the road quarterback that needs pieces around him. Those guys elevate Baker Mayfield. Jared Goff is a guy that makes everybody worse around him. So imagine you had a guy like CeeDee Lamb that can get open, a quality NFL receiver.
But what does CeeDee Lamb do for that Lions roster? They were atrocious on defense. The offensive line technically was falling apart. They could have gotten Andrew Thomas.
They
could have gotten a quarterback.
Jared Willis.
We could always do the hindsight game. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. Like I get it. But that roster, somebody needed to publicly come out and acknowledge it was not a good roster.
Of course.
And the fact that they didn't is why they botched the Caldwell deal so bad and why they botched the rebuild before it was supposed to be a rebuild. Before they acknowledged it was a rebuild.
Failed
Let me
to
say
communicate,
that.
like you
they
said.
were a year late on the rebuild, and it cost them 5 years.
Absolutely. Like you said, without a quarterback, you're not rebuilding. You can put pieces around, but you need to build the pieces around to help the quarterback.
Yeah.
Get an offensive line. Get weapons for a quarterback to slide into place. It doesn't matter if your team scores. It doesn't matter if your defense gives up 30. If you can't score 7 points, 10 points, it doesn't really matter what your defense does. The NFL today, defenses are getting worse and worse because the best offense is out scheming defense. The league wants more offensive plays, more offensive points, right? Fantasy football is a huge multi-billion-dollar market. They want to see the offense succeed. So you build your offense first. If you get in shootouts every game, for one, it's incredibly exciting. Fans will want to come out to see. You remember that Monday night game a couple years ago between the Rams and the Chiefs?
Ooh.
I mean, that's a game that we remember forever, those big-time shootouts, the offensive plays. Everyone remembers that. Everyone loves that. That's what the NFL wants. To build the team around the defense, around corners. And I know it's
Jeff Okudah, yeah.
Jeff Okudas of the world. I mean, it's no fun for fans. And it's not going to realistically win you games because a receiver versus a cornerback, 9 out of 10 times, the receiver's going to get the call. How many defensive pass interference versus offensive pass interferences go the offensive way?
Where you get picked matters, and that's why Jeff Okudah is a bust. Patrick Mahomes was picked at what, 10?
11.
Josh Allen, 7.
Yeah. Like, imagine Patrick
Deshaun Watson in the teens.
Imagine Patrick in Chicago.
It makes a difference. If they would have been taken number 1 overall, the expectation would have been right away.
Yeah.
Yep. Why? Because when you pick 1 through 3, you're expecting an all-star, Pro Bowl caliber player.
Right.
In the next 12 to 16 games, you want to see it. Yep. See, Nada Penesu, you got him number 7. That's good value. Jeff Okudah, not so much. We got to go to break. When we get back, so many NFL games to cover this weekend. You've got the Indianapolis Colts hosting the New England Patriots. That's a hell of a game.
Hell of a game.
That may be the game of the weekend. Then you have Green Bay visiting Baltimore, Seattle visiting Matthew Stafford and the Rams. So many games to cover. I am so excited for it. But Jeff, please tell everybody where you get your haircut, please.
Listen, guys, let's be honest. We like things simple, and we like football as well. And you can get both those things here at Lady Jane's. It's time to make your grooming experience easy, like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You walk through those doors, sign in, relax. Watch. We got a wonderful flat screens. You get to watch all your Sports Center updates, get your updates on your favorite teams, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime because it is wicked awesome.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Woodward Sports. Missed part of the show today? Watch again on YouTube or download the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, everybody, here on the Woodward Sports Network. We got to get to the NFL slate this Saturday and Sunday. We'll start with the New England Patriots visiting the Indianapolis Colts. Jeff?
This is tough to call, man.
I love the Colts. I'm a fanboy. Sorry. I am in love with them. They're one of my favorite teams to watch right now in the NFL. I think they found their stride. They started off the season 2-5. Frank Reich, get rid of him. Carson Wentz, he's a bum. They all suck. And I sat up here and said, no, they don't. They've got something.
Yeah, no, they were
unfortunate and bad decision-making towards the end of games cost them 2-3 games early. Yeah. And what have they been since? 5-1. Watch out, New England. I know you want that number 1 seed. I don't think they beat Indianapolis this weekend. Jonathan Taylor is the focal point for Bill Belichick this weekend, which means as a fantasy owner of Michael Pittman, I'm going to have a good weekend. I can smell it already. I think Carson Wentz has an efficient game. I don't see Bill Belichick being able to put together a game plan that's going to be able to stop, or not stop, but slow down Jonathan Taylor enough. You're going to have to hold Taylor under 100 yards.
Definitely.
Not many teams can do that. And they're going to run him 25, 30 times. So he only needs 4 yards to carry to get that number. And we all know their percentage of winning games when he goes for over 100. They're basically unbeatable. Watch out for the Colts. I like the Colts this weekend, Jeff. What do you think?
To me, it's tough to call. Obviously, Bill Belichick, you don't want to bet against him, but the Colts are a promising football team. Not only they're at home this week, but Jonathan Taylor, his last 13 games, he's had at least 1 touchdown. I mean, the guy's on a tear this season, obviously fantasy purposes, but in reality, MVP conversation if this team was winning games. I mean, the guy's balling. But I don't know what's going to happen, honestly, because I want to really believe Bill Belichick will find a way to slow down Jonathan Taylor. And to me, it sounds weird saying the words out of my mouth. Carson Wentz will beat Bill Belichick and the Patriots. It just doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. But so you went with the Colts, right? You give a final score. Make it interesting.
I'm going to go 24-23 Colts.
Oh, crap. All right, you know what? I'll switch it up. I'll go Patriots. Even though I think narrative-wise, it falls in the Colts' favor because they're 7-6. They have to win games now. The Patriots can afford to lose, and they got the Bills next week, which will create a more exciting matchup.
That's why they can't afford to lose. Actually, I don't think they can.
No.
Patriots
I'm
lose.
not saying afford to lose, but if they lose, they're still in it. They beat the Bills already.
They'd be potentially a wild card. They would be 9-6 if they lost to the Bills.
Who wants that smoke as a wild card team? I think they'd be fine.
But it's still a rookie quarterback at the end of the day.
Let me rephrase the question. Who can lose? Who can afford to lose between the Colts?
Based on win-loss record, the Patriots.
Okay, that's all I was saying. But anyway, the Colts really don't want to lose this game and go to at 500. So I'll go Patriots. I'll say 23-17. I'll go low scoring.
All right, next game, Tennessee-Pittsburgh. I have zero interest in this football game outside of I want to see Ben Roethlisberger throw 4 interceptions.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
That's it. That's my only interest. And Najee Harris, run a touchdown or 2 in. Support Alex Westfall, fellow Najee Harris fantasy football owner. Yeah. I see you, Mayor. Did he catch it? He's on the phone. Oh man. Whatever.
I love Alex.
I tried.
Man.
All right. Who do you got? Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
Pittsburgh. I want to see Pittsburgh get their what kicked in. Tennessee, to me, Derrick Henry will be back in the playoffs, and I want to see Tennessee keep afloat because I want to see them with Derrick Henry. I think they're a real threat to any team. So, who's going to win? It's in Pittsburgh. I like Mike Tomlin a whole lot. I don't know. This is tough. I'll go. Pittsburgh just lost last week. Tough loss. So I'll go Pittsburgh at home. They get a win.
All right, cool. Next game, Carolina, Buffalo. I think this is the lock of the week for me. I think Buffalo murders Carolina, and it likely blows up the entire organization. I don't understand what they're doing or what they're attempting to do. The firing of Joe Brady was so weird. Guys, we all know why the team isn't working right now. It's not for a lack of coaching or a lack of talent. They don't have a quarterback. They haven't figured out the quarterback. That's why they're struggling. They have a top 5 defense. Well, I should say actually top 7 in terms of passing yards allowed, actually total yards allowed per game and points allowed per game. They're a good football team. They are missing a quarterback. That's it. And they've played the whole year without their best running back in Christian McCaffrey, who, if I recall, are 5-1 when he plays, or 4-1, one of the two.
It's way different.
Come on. This isn't rocket science in Carolina. They just need a quarterback. So I'm not sure what the hell's going on with their GM, but he wants it all right now. And it's not how it works. It's not how it works. I don't like it. I've got Buffalo winning by 30, I think. Seriously, I think Buffalo kills Carolina.
I wonder what the over-under is for this one.
Probably like 47.5, 49.5. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to say final score 31-13, 31-17. Cam Newton, 4 interceptions. Walker, 4 interceptions.
Yeah, the spread's probably...
Everyone's throwing interceptions tomorrow, or Sunday, I should say.
I wonder what the spread is. I think they'll cover. I think the Bills, they win this pretty dominantly. Listen, you hammered it right on the head. And number 2, narrative-wise, the Bills at home. They're facing the Carolina Panthers. They're 7-6. They have to start winning games. They can't afford to fall to 7-7. Are you crazy? They're going to come out. They're still the most complete team, the best pass defense in the league. And that's what made Tom Brady, what he did last week, so special. So give me the Bills this week. I'll say 37-14. I mean, I think it's going to be a blowout.
All right, I'm totally okay with this. We have to answer somebody in the chat.
What's up?
How will Taysom Hill play against Tampa Bay?
I will tell you because I have an option to start him or Matthew Stafford, and I said hell to the no on Taysom Hill, even though he is.
Yeah, it's because you have Stafford, though.
Yeah.
If you had Russell Wilson or, let me think of somebody else who has a bad matchup. Carson Wentz.
Then, yeah, maybe you start him. But Taysom right now is a toss-up because he had the one game where he threw 3 interceptions, which I get. He was banged up, and then the second game where he played pretty good.
He played damn good. He got almost 30 points.
Yeah, right. So it's like
it doesn't matter if it's against the Jets. I don't care.
It was, but
listen,
still, it's a toss-up.
Every
do?
Taysom Hill fantasy owner, whether it's against the Jets, Lions, Bucks, Bills, don't care as long as they get him over 24 points. I think he's a lock, for about 30, 40 rushing yards. So there's your 3-4 points.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably 200 yards through the air, a few interceptions, yes, but if he gets 3 touchdowns, it's all good. You forgive him for it. I'd go Taysom Hill. I don't mind Taysom Hill.
Remember last year when they had him at tight end? Do you remember that? For like a period of time?
That was bullshit.
It was bullshit. It was
because
bullshit.
I lost the game that week. I lost my number 1 seed in fantasy because this jackass got to start... who did he start? He started Patrick Mahomes.
Are you serious?
And freaking Taysom Hill at tight end as the quarterback.
Oh, you're done.
So I got 30 points from the quarterback and then almost 23, 24 points from the tight end that week. So what?
And he had a what was his name? A Waller at flex.
Oh,
and I'm just sitting there like, this is not fair. No. I put up like 150 that week, but he was almost near 200. I had no chance. Bullshit.
That is ridiculous.
BS.
Anyway, moving on. Who
BS.
wins the game though this week
between Carolina Buffalo?
Well, how bad? No,
Buffalo.
Okay,
we got to move on to a game that has extreme playoff implications in the wild card in the AFC. Cincinnati, Denver. Denver's been looking good, but Zach Taylor coming off a bad loss to the San Francisco 49ers. I think they rebound. Give me the Bengals.
Yep.
Joe Burrow recovers.
Yeah, give me the Bengals on the road. I mean, they're playing in Denver. Obviously, Denver had the emotional week last week, but you can't deny the Bengals on the offensive side. And defensively, they've been picking it up. I mean, they have talent on defense. So give me the Bengals. They're a more complete team, and I like Joe Burrow over Teddy Bridgewater. So
I'm game with it. Seattle versus the Rams. Ooh. My lock of the week as well. Book the Rams to cover. Book the Rams defense to score a touchdown. It's going to be a complete performance. Matthew Stafford and the Rams dominate. Pete Carroll, put him on the hot seat, and probably all but secure Russell Wilson leaving Seattle at the end of the year. Book it. Book it. The Rams will dominate this game. I don't think Stafford's going to have a 3-4 touchdown game. I think they're going to run the ball really well. Sony Michel, Darrell Henderson, I think they each get a touchdown. I see a lot of efficient run game going on. And I see the defense really stepping up. Aaron Donald, another sack and a half, 2 sacks.
Yeah.
Book it.
You know the spread in that game? 4.
Oh, it's easy money.
Easy
money.
Tyler Lockett's out. Alex Collins is out.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Seahawks been hit with COVID. I mean, same with the Los Angeles Rams. I know they won't have Von Miller, but they'll be fine. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, is he coming back? I know he was out last week.
Jalen Ramsey will be back.
So, yeah, listen, like you said, defensively, they're going to be fine.
I don't care.
No
I love this. I don't care how many players they're missing. Give me the Rams to cover 4 points any day, all day. Green Bay, Baltimore, quick picks. We got to go to break soon. I've got Green Bay. I think they all but end Baltimore's season without Lamar Jackson. I think they end it this weekend. Packers put on a clinic. A.J. Dillon runs for about $130. Touchdown. It's going to happen. Aaron Jones, I see him questionable. I'm scared as an Aaron Jones fantasy owner. Might have to start Devin Singletary over him. No. I'm not a happy camper right now. I got Green Bay. I love Green Bay. Matt LaFleur, Bill Belichick, Coach of the Year candidates for me. Top of the list.
Yep. It's tough for me because, listen, I have Lamar Jackson obviously on my fantasy team, and I like the Ravens, especially at home. They play so well at home, but the problem with me is, like you said, the Green Bay Packers right now, I think, are just on a different level offensively, and the Ravens do have a defense, respectable defense. I mean, you saw the game where Lamar threw 4 interceptions. They still won the game, but I don't think Green Bay is gonna let that happen. I think offensively they're gonna be on point. Aaron Rodgers dealing with that toe injury. I could give a rat's ass. He's gonna come out and get a W. So right. I got the Packers winning that one.
Love it. All right, game of the week, division game of the week, I should say.
Yep.
New Orleans, Tampa Bay. Who you got?
Well, clearly Tampa Bay. I'm not going to sit here. I'll bet all my money Taysom Hill doesn't beat the Bucs. I don't know. I just don't see that happening unless they cannot stop Taysom. And he's running all over the field. But I got the Bucs winning. I think this is a big game. They just got to take care of business. Obviously, the Saints already beat them previously. They're not going to fall down 2-0 to the Saints, especially the first time they beat them with Trevor Siemian. I think Siemian. Call him Seaman. Trevor Seaman, and now they're gonna beat you again with Taysom Hill. No, it ain't gonna happen. So
well, I'll tell you what's gonna happen.
Okay.
The Saints, since Tom Brady has joined the Buccaneers, are 3-0 against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. They have their number. The defense is solid in New Orleans. Don't sleep on it.
Defense. Yep.
I like New Orleans this week. Tampa Bay riding a hot streak. They got to lose a game. 10-3. They got to lose one. It's this week. They're gonna fall to 10-4. Give me the Saints money line. Love it.
What is their money line? I bet it's
I think like plus 320 at the moment.
Probably ridiculous.
Having said that, we got to go to break. When we get back, we got to preview the Arizona Cardinals, Detroit Lions game. I know that is not the funnest thing to do right now, but somebody has to do it.
Somebody has to do it.
Guys, let me tell you about my good friends at The Carpet Guys. You're thinking of new flooring for your house? All month long, The Carpet Guys are giving you up to 60% off select flooring options. Carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and laminate. They do it all. For the best installation and a lifetime installation warranty, there's only one place to call. That is the locally owned, family-operated Carpet Guys. Be wise. Call The Carpet Guys at 855-4MY-GUYS. Again, that's be wise, and call them at 855-4MY-GUYS.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
I'm Cade Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
What's the over-under? Should I tease? Who is the lock of the night? Make sure you're watching Woodward Bets to get the latest in sports betting and more. Woodward Bets daily on Woodward Sports.
We're approaching the end of the show today here at the Woodward Sports Network on the Morning Woodward Show, guys. 9:41 Eastern here in downtown Birmingham at the lovely Woodward Sports Studios. All right, Jeff. Lions open up 13.5-point underdogs to the Arizona Cardinals. Before we get into the game, give me the 3 things that must happen for the Lions to A, have a chance, and B, win the football game.
Have a chance?
Yep.
Well, listen, this sounds, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the secondary needs to make plays. And we just got done talking about they're missing 10 defensive backs, and I'm over here saying the secondary is going to have to hold up. I don't know. But you know what, though? Kyler Murray has shown in certain situations you can catch him with an interception. You saw it last week against the Rams. There's going to be plays where Kyler Murray throws a bonehead pass. Can you take advantage of it? I don't know. That's up to the Lions. Defensively, I'm not going to sit here and have too many questions. I'm going to give the defense slack, Adam. It's really offensively. I'm looking to see. I know DeAndre Swift probably isn't going to play. So what can they do? Number one, Jared Goff. It's really a whole year evaluation for me for Jared Goff. I'm just watching this man play, just kind of seeing how he progresses as just himself. I don't really have too much expectations. It's hard because what do you you're going to let yourself down, I think, essentially. The only thing I'm expecting is Dan Campbell not to make more dumb mistakes. That's all I want. There's no mistakes that we have to come up here Monday and talk about. Why did you do that, Dan? Why did it happen? I want to watch the game and just look at the game after and say, you know what? The Cardinals were the better team. I think we played our ass off, but we lost. Probably by, I'm thinking, 3 scores. But I'm not going to sit here and say, why did we go for it in our own territory on 4th down when we're down 2 scores? Like, I don't want to have that conversation, Adam. So it comes from a coaching standpoint. Can Dan Campbell improve in his decision-making? And I might throw a little bit of Jared Goff in there, evaluating him. But you know what? You can't really – I'm not going to sit here and say, what do they need to do to win? Because it's unrealistic. I mean, the secondary is going to have to make plays. You're going to have to get after Kyler Murray, make him run outside the pocket and use his legs. It's just not likely.
Here's what you need to happen, all right? You need Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals to realize that they're just way better on the road than they are at home. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to intentionally tank this game so the Rams can win the division and the Cardinals play the whole playoffs on the road. That's number 1. That's what you need. Number 2, you need Kyler Murray to be ran over likely by one of the buses here in Detroit. And number 3, probably, some prayers from Jesus, Buddha. I don't know. You need a lot. 13.5 points. It should be way more.
Yeah.
I'd bet it at 19.5. Honestly.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to put like a $20, $50 bet, and you don't care about it, and you want to listen to me, which I advise you do.
I advise you do.
Go into your app, take an alternate spread, make it 19.5. I bet you get it at plus 340 maybe? 320? I bet you get it pretty high.
Yeah.
I bet you get the odds pretty decent. For every point, it's going to jump and jump and jump and jump. If I gave you 6 additional points, I think you should take it. They're not winning.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, there's no way.
Like how is it fair to me to tell you that I think they have a chance? I don't.
Yeah.
Nobody should.
You'd be lying yourself. Yeah.
I told you what needs to happen. The Cardinals need to lose on purpose. Kyler Murray either needs to get ran over by a bus or he needs to get COVID. And even then, you still need a ton of prayer.
Yeah.
And you need to hope that Colt McCoy doesn't come out and look like Kyler Murray, which he showed in flashes this season when he was playing. Impossible game. Impossible.
What about coaching?
Did Kyler get hit with COVID? I swear, chat, if you're lying, we're going to have beef. All right? Did Kyler get hit with COVID? I haven't seen a report. I haven't got notification on my phone. I haven't gotten anything. Nothing. I need the truth, chat. Because if he does have COVID, I am walking off the set. And you will not hear from me till Monday when I have confirmed if I have lost or won in my fantasy football league. Because if I lose, because Kyler Murray has COVID, somebody will have to answer.
I wouldn't trust. I can't find nothing of him having COVID.
I don't see it.
So I would just let that.
I don't see it. Listen, Justin. I know you're supposed to pray to Jesus, but sometimes you need people to pray for you too.
Send Kyler on a COVID coaster.
Listen, Justin.
Come on, that's funny.
Listen, Justin. There's nothing wrong with praying to somebody, but Abe will ask me to, hey, pray for me. I'm going to do something today, or whoever it is.
Yeah,
Sam,
right.
Neil, I don't care. Fish. We pray for other people. Why is it wrong for Jesus to pray for the Lions?
Right.
That's how dire this situation is. This is not a game. This is real stuff. This is bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
I will flip my lid if Kyler Murray doesn't play on Sunday because of COVID. I don't care if he has COVID. Give it to everybody on the field. Fantasy football should hold precedence in the NFL right now. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, because you have Kyler?
Yeah.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. Oh wow.
I have Kyler in one of the most expensive leagues anybody can ever play in.
You can't afford that. Yeah.
I will lose my mind.
Yeah. It
is an unforgivable offense. I will never, ever, ever forgive Kyler Murray
or COVID,
the CDC, the government, the Arizona Cardinals, Cliff Kingsbury. They are all dead to me if Kyler doesn't play on Sunday. Dead.
I mean, it's perfectly understandable. I kept forgetting you have Kyler Murray, and especially against the Lions, I think you're set up to be fine. Unless unless someone spits in a cereal.
You guys are really making me nervous now. You guys are killing me. I don't like this. Thank you, Justin. He better not. You guys don't want to see me. Look, I will throw this Michigan State thing at Jeff if he has COVID. I'm telling you right now.
Please don't.
All right. Having said that, I kind of want to fast forward and preview just a little bit what we got coming up over the next few weeks before we head to break. Michael Rothstein, I don't know if you guys remember, he was the ESPN beat reporter for the Detroit Lions all those years. He's now covering the Atlanta Falcons. He will be joining us next Tuesday. I'm excited about that. And then, of course, the following week, leading up to the Michigan game, we have Jake Butt joining the Morning Woodward Show that Thursday, 2 days before the game. So excited about that as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun,
ask him about...
Have more interviews lined up, just waiting to confirm the dates.
Yeah.
So many guests, so many people coming on. I'm really excited about it. But, guys, we got to go to break. When we get back, you know what time it is. Get your questions ready. Start answering them, start asking them in the chat. And Jeff and I will do our best to answer them. Fantasy questions, football related, NBA, doesn't matter. What color do I prefer, green or blue? Doesn't matter. I don't care. Ask the questions, everybody. We got to go to break. But Jeff, before we go to break, can you tell everybody about what we're doing today, which is the final day for Stuff a Studio?
It is. It's the final day, and you see what's behind me, partially. And Alex, can you go to the camera to show? See, look at all these things. I mean, this is wonderful what we're doing. And if you see, even in front of the studio, it's even more gifts. We've been doing it all week. And you know what? If you guys want to help out, which you should, definitely, come over to Woodward Sports, and it's presented by Myre and Guardian Alarm. The address, if you want to come up, because this is the last date for it, you want to do that, is 34915 Woodward Avenue in Birmingham. And it's really to help all the children who have been in the hospital all year have the holiday they deserve. And let me just reminisce, last year, Woodward Sports donated over $70,000 in toys to the Mott's Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor, making it the largest donation in Mott history. This year, we want to do it again. So help us out. I gave you the address, 34915 Woodward Avenue. Come up to the studio, bring a gift, come talk to us. Let's meet you. Sounds great. And you could do it anytime now. It's till the 17th, which is today, and we go till 10 p.m. So come up to the Woodward Sports studio. If you're a local business, we'll give you a shout-out, or you can donate money to the Venmo at woodwardsports.com, which will go directly to buying kids gifts.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
It's that time of the year again. Time for our second annual Stuff a Studio with Woodward Sports. Last year, Metro Detroit came together to help make the largest single toy donation in Mott Children's Hospital history. This year, we make it even bigger. Stuff a Studio is happening December 13th through the 17th at the Woodward Sports Studios in Birmingham. The children in Mott Children's Hospital fight so hard all year. Now it's up to all of us to help bring a smile to their faces. So while you're out holiday shopping, make sure you pick up an extra toy or two and help us spread some love to Metro Detroit this season. We look forward to seeing you December 13th through the 17th as we stuff our studio with Woodward Sports and Myre.
Woodward Sports Network, let's go! Ho, 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 ho!
And a miraculous catch.
Follow us everywhere. Just search Woodward Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, IG, and more.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Our last and final segment of the day, guys. You know what we do here at the end of the show. We answer all of your questions in the chat. We'll start with Jolene Rude. What do you think about Malik Willis to the Lions with our second first-round pick? That is what PFF mocked us in their most recent draft. Kid has crazy upside. I don't see it. I don't know what crazy upside you're seeing. I think what you're seeing is hope that he's Lamar Jackson. He is not Lamar Jackson. Go watch the game against the one good team he played. He threw 4 interceptions, has horrible footwork, horrible mechanics. I am not interested.
Yeah.
I don't know his character. Does he have a character like Lamar, where he's hardworking, willing? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not taking him with the second first round pick. Sorry.
Hell no.
Not going to happen. I'm not a fan of Malik Willis. I'm not sold on him. I think he is getting the love and attention he's getting because Lamar Jackson is successful in the NFL. Russell Wilson is the reason why Baker Mayfield was drafted number 1 overall. Drew Brees as well. That is why. Because now the shorter players, they look at him like, well, it worked. I don't mind taking a chance on Baker.
Yeah.
I don't mind taking a chance on Kyler
Murray.
But Kyler worked out. That's the difference. And he's way more athletic.
Definitely.
Next question. Let's see. What are your favorite predictions for Detroit sports teams? All right, we'll start with the Tigers. Book it. They win the AL Central this year. Tigers win the AL Central. Now, that is super pending on getting one more starting pitcher. But
definitely,
even without it, I still think they compete with the White Sox for it.
Yeah.
The Detroit Red Wings, they're a playoff team next season.
Definitely.
Not this year, but next season. And I think the draft this upcoming year, Yzerman shock some people. Again, not surprised. Pistons, tricky. Because you don't want to say, well, they're a playoff team. I mean, it's the East, and
the East has gotten better, though.
Here's my prediction for the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham will develop by year 5-6 into a superstar. Not a star, a superstar. I think so. I think you've got something there in Cade Cunningham. That's my prediction for them. And for the Lions, I'll leave a bag of poop and I'll light it in front of your door. That's my prediction for you.
So that's just your prediction for the future. Just a lit bag of
what
crap.
What future have the Lions showed you? What is it right now? Where's the franchise quarterback? Where's the head coach where you're like, I really believe in this guy? Now, idiots believe in Dan Campbell because they don't have an IQ. They don't know what good football looks like. They don't know what a good quarterback is if it hit him in the face. That's why they hate on Stafford all the time. They don't know what a head coach is. That's why they think Jim Caldwell was some savant who deserves another job. He doesn't. What's my future prediction for the Detroit Lions? I hope and pray they get a franchise quarterback. But it's not a prediction because I don't know knowing them. I hope to God they are drafting a quarterback when Stroud and Bryce Young are entering the draft. Not this year. I hope to God that they get the head coach right. And if that's Dan Campbell, I'm all for it. Be my guest. And I hope to God Brad Holmes is what we think he is, which is a very competent GM. And I hope to God, if Brad Holmes Dan Campbell isn't the guy at head coach, he has the balls to make the decision sooner than later, get his guy in the door, and turn this franchise around. That's my prediction.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
I respect it.
Dan Campbell has until end of next season.
Yeah.
That's a given. He's going to be the head coach till the end of next season. Now, whether or not he's shown improvement, they've regressed, he looks really good, I don't know. I hope it works. I hope they figure it out. But if they don't, I pray to God Brad Holmes can make the tough decisions necessary to turn this franchise around. And that's making and hitting the quarterback situation and hitting on the head coach. And if you can't do that, you're going to keep winning 5-6 games every year. That's the reality. That's the reality. Next question,
I see
Jeff.
Easy's Jake Paul or Tyron Woodley this weekend.
Jake Paul, it's fixed. He's paying him to lose so he can get another multi-million-dollar fight. Like, come on, guys, stop this.
I'm
Really?
not on that train.
Tyron Woodley landed some good shots. I will give him credit. Fighting the same fighter a second time, you know his patterns, what deceptions, his feint throws, what jabs he's trying to throw, what combinations he's trying to set up. Totally get people picking Tyron Woodley. I am under the impression that this is fixed. Maybe I'm wrong. I would love to see the kid get knocked out. Don't get me wrong.
Because my question to all those people is, how do you fix a boxing match?
Simple. We're going to go out and we're going to fight.
But you're going to convince Tyron.
But you're going to let me win because I'm going to pay you a shit ton of money.
But
look, maybe it's not fixed. Maybe I'm being dramatic.
But
Okay, look, I'll throw a bone for everybody.
I think it happens. I mean, you're not completely
Maybe
off,
I'm a bit dramatic, probably extremely dramatic and emotional at the moment right now. I'll totally be willing to say that. Having said that,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised coming in on a Monday morning where I have to talk about Jake Paul losing to Tyron Woodley. I'll throw that out there.
Yeah,
it wouldn't shock me, but I don't see it happening. I don't see it. What do you think, Abe?
I'm not a huge boxing guy, but
you know the names.
I know the names. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do enough boxing in the streets just to make sure I get home. Just make sure I get home every day.
Right.
But I agree with you that the fight came out of nowhere. Correct me if I'm wrong, but someone backed out last minute.
Tommy Fury. Yep.
Right.
Tyson's
So
brother.
I think Jake Paul kind of knows what he's doing. He's a marketing guy more than he is a boxer. And
yes,
I'm not going to say it's completely fixed, but I think he's choosing his opponents for purpose.
I like that because that's business. I get what you're saying. He's a savant. He's going to be like, all right, I beat Tyron Woodley. Come back and do it again. So
I don't get this crowd that says Jake Paul is the man.
No, I don't.
He's so good.
I don't either.
The hell who's he fought? Ben Askren?
Where's Oscar De La Hoya?
Like, not even. I don't even want him. Look, guys, if you want me to take him seriously, honestly, go fight somebody in your weight class that's a skilled boxer. I'm not saying he has to be a world champion. Go start with a mid-level, below-average boxer in your weight class.
Remember, he tried to do that, and the guy pulled out.
I hit that.
So
that Fury kid is not a boxer. I'm sorry. You see how he fights? He does not look like a boxer.
Well, yeah, I feel.
I don't care who his brother is. His brother's a boxer, and a damn great one.
Yep.
He isn't. Just because Barry Sanders is one of the best running backs of all time doesn't mean his kids are. Just because my brother went to MIT doesn't mean I did.
Look at Michael Jordan's kids. They don't play basketball.
Losers. Brothers. Losers. Bunch of losers.
Wow.
They're not. Stop.
Someone clip that.
Stop it.
That's funny.
Stop it.
God.
Unbelievable, people. We need more questions. What do we got here?
I
We have the
love this
Caldwell was
statement.
good. I love people. Here we go.
No, this one. Dan Campbell's okay. Jim Caldwell is better. Look in the camera. Get the shot on him.
Okay, I don't want to swear because I have enough swearing that I have to edit out after the show. Having said that, Caldwell was average. He wasn't anywhere near what you need in a head coach when, dare I say, you want to win a division? Win a playoff game? Let alone get to a Super Bowl, let alone an NFC title game. Coaching matters. You didn't have it in Jim. You missed all the little details when he was your coach. Stop it. Just stop. We got to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abe, for stopping by.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Bringing in toys.
Appreciate
you can listen to him on Always Honest Abe. Check
Drop
him
some
out on
knowledge
Twitter.
there.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Jeff, have a great weekend, buddy. Fish, have a great weekend. Alex, have a great weekend. Everybody who did not get a bye and is not a loser like me. Whoever got a bye, enjoy your weekend. Congratulations, you're all the best. But if you're a loser like me and you got to play this weekend, I wish you all nothing but the best. And for the Lions, Jesus is praying for
Get
you.
the W.
Good luck.
Get the W.
Jesus is praying. We'll see you guys Monday. Thank you so much again for joining us today on the Morning Woodward Show. Have a good one.